Today we're going to talk about improv piecing curves. So I took two pieces of a batik that are roughly the same width and length. You don't have to be, when you're doing improv, make them matchy-matchy. There is a little bit of contrast with them. And I'm lining them up right sides up. So let's jump right into it. The key to doing improv piece curves is to take your rotary cutter and cut gentle curves, not anything super deep and sharp. And if you have to remember, you're going to lose some 1/4 inch on each side, and you're also going to lose some because of the seam in the middle. So probably about a 1/2 inch. So I try to keep it halfway, in the halfway point, no more than going to the 3/4 point on either side. So let's see how this gentle curve, just start cutting. Now I'm putting my fingers down on the end just to anchor the batik so it doesn't get away from me. There's my cut. Now what do we sew? Well, this is the whole trick, is that this one comes off and this one comes off, and you have two perfectly matched sets of strips that you're going to sew. And yeah, make it as gentle. You might have to clip the curves a little bit if they're tight. And I'm just going to sew these together, and then I'll show you what we've got. So as you can see, you just line them up. I'll turn it on this way because it'd be like on a sewing machine. And make sure that you have your roughly your 1/4 inch seam all the way through. Now you can see as I got going through here, I had to ease it a little bit of pulling, keeping the line relatively straight on the machine, and it eased in quite well. Now let's see what it looks like opened up. And it went together quite smoothly. So here is its mirror image, and you can see pressed, it lays nice and flat. And on the parts, if it was a super tight curve, you would have to clip it. So now you see we have a couple of different options if we wanted to make this into one of my improv blocks. We could put both white sides together with the blue on the outside. We could put alternating colors. You can see all the edges aren't quite right. So the key to improv is making them bigger and then trimming them down. They need to be 6.5 by 7.5 to fit my modern row quilt. And the other part is, if you really want to get fancy, you could also cut another curve in this section, which I think I'm going to do a curve in the sewing, and I'm going to go with, because I have a natural curve here, and I'm going to go the alternating route. So let me, the other thing you could do if you wanted to get super fancy is you could put a tiny little inset in here of a different color, but that's not the look I'm going for today. So let me just sew these together with a little bit of an exaggerated curve, and I'll show you what the final piece looks like. And here is the centerpiece. It's not a very big curve. Now I'm just going to trim it up. We'll see if it's, you're going to look where you may want to trim it. I'm going to go 7.5 inches. And now I'm going to trim it to 6.5. But look, it's thin. So I am going to need to do a little bit more work to make this the exact size I need. But I'm going to end the video here because there's lots of options that I could have. I could cut it across and expand it. I could do lots of different things, or add another curved piece here in blue, which is what I think I'm gonna wind up doing. So I just want to say I hope that this tutorial has encouraged you to try improv piecing and to be creative in trying to use up the scraps you have on hand. Check out my other video on improv piecing. If you liked this video, please like and share it. And quilt on, everyone.